Hey everybody, I'm Nathan Cotney, and today I want to talk about encouragement. How do I stay encouraged to kind of do more projects? Someone asked this on my YouTube channel in a recent video in one of the comments. Really great question. How do you stay encouraged by the work you do? I think you can kind of take that to mean, how do you stay encouraged? How do you keep going, through this stuff? Because it's tough. I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing startups now. I think my first startup with Y Combinator was at the end of 2005. I applied to that. We got in at the beginning of 2006. So I've been doing this now for like a decade. Creating projects, making money from this stuff, supporting myself through the projects I've done as an entrepreneur. And now Highrise is a little different than that, but all that stuff that I've done has kind of taken me to this point. And Highrise is very similar to some of these experiences of starting a team from scratch, trying to renew interest in this business that's been around and was kind of lying dormant for a while. So very similar things going on. And I'm not gonna lie, there's some tough days trying to figure out how to do this stuff and tackle some of our problems. And every new project, every new thing we kick off, even if it's a new feature, if it's a new idea we have for Highrise, even new marketing channel or marketing idea, starts off the same way. Nobody cares, right? It's usually just maybe an idea from me, or maybe it's an idea from someone on the team who probably feels the very same way. It's their idea. They're the only ones who care. When they bring it up, when I bring it up, there's no guarantee anyone's going to care. When I come up with an idea for a product and I put it out there, even though I've done this 100 times now, right? Releasing stuff, talking on my blog about new things. There's no guarantee anybody's going to care about this one. And even though that might be, very low odds now, I've got some fans, someone's going to care, it doesn't feel that way. I constantly feel like I'm putting stuff out in the world and I'm about to hit a 0 on this one. So what do I do? How do I get out of it? How do I start kind of influencing my own psychology? There's 3 things I keep in mind that has helped me. At least 3 things. I think these are some of the more important ones. One is work with people you care about. Work with people you can learn from. Work with people who you will basically, even if this project doesn't succeed, at least you guys got closer together. Y Combinator, they don't even really allow single founders. They do, but it's the exception to the rule. Their rule is usually 2 to 3 founders. When I founded Inkling back in 2005, 2006, I had a partner. I actually had 2 partners. One didn't work out, but one worked out great. And without him, I don't think we could have done Inkling. It was just too difficult. It was very helpful to have that person, help with projects like these. So please, don't, as these projects don't work out, don't burn the friendship down. Instead, use this as a way of getting closer and making, you two stronger together. And having someone there is huge. Probably the most important thing though is my second point, which is work on something you'd use even if no one else will. When you work on something that you use and you would use, you have that lens of quality, which is like, I know it's good because I use it every day. But 2, you have that added benefit of, even if no one else uses it, even if this project is an utter failure and you get 0 customers, you at least have the benefit that you have just enriched your life because you've created a product that you use every day. And don't kid yourself. There's a lot of people who, they say they use the product, the company doesn't work out, and then you find they don't use the product either, right? That doesn't even make any sense. Seriously, look at the thing you're building and admit to yourself, is this something that you truly will use every day, even if no one else gives a shit? I look at Draft. Draft's still getting lots of signups. I don't manage it as much as I'd like to, but even if Draft were to shut down signups and all the customers were able to leave, I write every single thing on Draft. Draft is one of those things I created. I don't need a single person else to be using it for me to think like this thing is better for the world that it exists, and at least I'm going to use it. At least it's worth paying the bill for hosting it so that I can use it. So when I took over Highrise, the same thing kind of happened. Like, it was super important for me to turn Highrise into that thing that we were going to use at the company, so that even if we didn't sign up any more customers, at least now we know, like, we use it every day. We can identify things that we don't like about it. We know when things are good because it solves problems we have. And even if we were to have to move on to other projects, and we want to move on to some other projects and create some new things, now we at least have Highrise to do it with, and we're really proud of that. And a third point I'll make on this is realize that you're always getting better and you're always going to get better. I have a 2-year-old right now, and she's awesome. She's brilliant. And I think from all evidence, I think she's super smart. She picks up everything really fast. She impresses the crap out of me. But she's still really terrible at most things, right? I mean, I as a person know I can beat her at arm wrestling and pull-ups, and the only thing I think she can beat me at is like flexibility. She's really flexible. But right, I mean, this is ridiculous, right, comparing myself, but I just know she's going to get better. This 2-year-old is just going to get smarter and faster and stronger and better at every single thing she wants to do in life. Even better at stupid things like making sure she doesn't get oatmeal in her hair. But we expect this from a 2-year-old, right? So I don't understand why we stop expecting it from ourselves when we get past some age limit. Where's the line? Where is it when you turn 20, you're basically not allowed to get better. You're never going to get better. Of course, it's bullshit, right? You are going to get better at 5, at 10, at 20, at 30, at 50, at 60, 70, 80 years old. There are things that if you keep working on, you are going to get better at them. And so just realize that. You're going to start something and it may not be very good right now, but just like a 2-year-old, it's going to get better. You're going to look back on this in 5 years and realize how far you've come if you just keep working on it. So let's look at this YouTube channel I just created that you're probably watching this on, which I think is a really great example of all 3 of these things. Number 1, I put this out in the world and it was like, I have followers on Twitter, I have followers on Medium, but who knows if anybody's going to care about yet another YouTube channel. Maybe this is going to be a complete dud, and it worried me, right? So here are the 3 things that kind of helped encourage me to do this. 1, I work on a lot of this stuff with my wife. Everything that you see here is usually a conversation with my wife. We talk about it on the car ride to work or at lunch. And so it's just this really nice thing that I can kind of collaborate with her on some of the stories and content here. And that even if this YouTube channel didn't work out, at least we had those really awesome conversations together. And also in terms of building this for myself, I watch these videos constantly as lessons back to myself. And so even if this thing were to kind of be a complete flop, at least I've gained a ton from researching this stuff, reading about a lot of things that I'm putting forth in the content of these videos, and then even having this kind of library of stuff to kind of watch later on. And so it doesn't feel like that much of a loss if nobody else watched these things besides me. And that last thing, the getting better. If I look even at that first video, it was terrible. I mean, the content was good, but I filmed it like with this grainy, dark video and audio in my bedroom. It looked terrible. And if you look even at today's video, at yesterday's video, it's enormously better even just than that. But of course it will be. Of course I'm going to keep getting better at making videos and video content. I'm going to keep getting better at storytelling. I'm going to look back in 5 years and be amazed at how much better probably I got from today. It's the same thing that's going to happen with you. So, I mean, these are just 3 things that I think I go through even today with new projects, and I think they'll be helpful for you. So that's it. There's another really great article I suggest checking out by Ben, is it Horowitz, from Andreessen Horowitz. He wrote What's the Most Difficult SEO Skill? Managing Your Own Psychology. And it's true. I mean, there's all this stuff that we need to figure out about building stuff, and marketing, but man, just managing what's in your head it gets you through all those things that you're going to face. Super important to pay attention to. So we are almost at 500 subscribers, which is crazy. Like I said, when I started this, I didn't know if anybody was going to care about it. Now it's growing like crazy. So, please hit that like button in the video. Please comment. I'd love to hear from you. This whole video was based on someone asking a question. I'd love to have a conversation with you about whatever it is that's, you're working on at your business. So I will talk to you soon. Have a great week. Bye.